Hello dear students, welcome to a new algebra session, and today we'll be talking about the linear functions. What are the linear functions? The linear function is a function where the f of x equals ax plus b, where a and b belong to R and a is not equal to 0. It's called the linear function or the function with the first degree. And from its name, the linear function, when you graph it, it will form a line. That's why it's called a linear function. Let's have some remarks. It's enough to find two ordered pairs belonging to that function. F of x equals ax, where a is not equal to 0, then it's represented graphically by a straight line passing through the origin, which is point 0, 0. Let's go now and check the first example, which is f of x equals 5 plus 2x, and the question is asking us to represent this graphically. How can we do this? We're going to draw the table of values. We're going to check any two or more values of x, substitute in the function. So for example, if I chose here x equals -2, and you substitute x by -2 in the function, the answer will be 1. X by -1, substitute x value by -1, so it will be 5 plus 2 times -1, which is 3. Substitute x by 0, so the result is 5. Now, get these ordered pairs and plot them on the graph. So here's point -1, 1. Another point -1, 3. And the third point 0, 5. Connect them with a line. Here's the line. So here you succeeded to graph this function, or to represent it graphically. This straight line cuts the x-axis at point 2.5 and 0, as you get it here from the graph. This straight line cuts the y-axis at point 0, 5. Let's move on to example 2. The function is f of x equals 3 minus x, and the question is asking us to represent this graphically. We're going to go to the table of values. We choose any two or more values of x, like -1, 0, 1. We replace the x by these values. We get y. 3 minus -1 is 4. 3 minus 0 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. You plot these ordered pairs. -1, 4, 0, 3, and 1, 2. And then you connect between them with a straight line. As you can see here, this straight line is cutting the x-axis at point 3, 0, and cutting the y-axis at point 0, 3. By the way, the point where the graph cuts the x-axis is called the x-intercept, and the point where the graph cuts the y-axis is called the y-intercept. Let's move on to example 3. And the function here is f of x equals 5, and the question is asking us to represent it graphically. Here, is this a linear function or a constant function? It's a constant function because we have no variable. F of x equals 5. So, in here, in this case, f of x means y, so y is equal to 5 in all cases. If you put x by -2, there is no x to substitute, so it's always 5. If you plot this on the graph, it's -2 and 5, -1 and 5, and 0, 5, or 1, 5. So here, this graph, we connect a line, it's a horizontal line. So the constant functions always are represented by a horizontal line, passing by y equals the number that we have in the function. The function is called a constant function, as I told you, and this function is represented by a straight line parallel to the x-axis and cuts the y-axis at point 0, 5. let's go and see example 4 is asking us to complete each of the following sentences. The linear function y equals x minus 1 is represented by a straight line intersecting the y-axis at. When we say intersecting the y-axis, this means that the x value is 0. So it's the opposite. When we say it's intersecting the y-axis, so automatically go and replace x by 0. So here, when I replace x by 0, y equals 0 minus 1, it is negative 1. So here, the line is intersecting the y-axis at negative 1. Question 2, the linear function y equals 3x plus 6 is represented by a straight line intersecting the x-axis at. We said it before, intersecting the x-axis means what? Means y equals 0. Intersecting x-axis, y equals 0. Intersecting y-axis, x equals 0. So here in this question is intersecting the x-axis. So here you're going to replace the y by 0. So here 0 equals 3x plus 6. So 3x equals negative 6, x equals negative 2. So the straight line is intersecting the x-axis at negative 2. Third question, if the point A3 is located on the straight line which is represented by f of x equals 4x minus 5, what is the value of A? In this question, this A is representing x and this 3 is representing y. So the f of x is y. So 3 equals 4a minus 5. So 4a equals 8, then a equals 2. If you have the ordered pair and the equation or the function, so you need to replace each x by where the value of x in the ordered pair and each y or the f of x by the value of y in the ordered pair. So in this case, a equals 2. Again, in the evaluation, please, as I always tell you, pause the video, answer, play the video again to check your answer. So here in this question, the question is asking us to complete. Number 1, the function f of x equals 5 is represented by a straight line parallel to what? We said it. Yes, excellent. It's parallel to the Yes, that's right. Parallel to the x-axis. And is intersecting the y-axis at, yes, the value that we have, the constant, which is 5. Question 2. The x-axis is the graphical representation of the function f of x equals, the x-axis itself is the graphical representation of the function f of x equals, it's a horizontal line, so it's a constant, cutting y at 0. So it's f of x equals 0. Question 3. If f of x equals 3x minus 1, then the question wants us to find f of 5 minus f of negative 3. Let's find f of 5 separately. F of 5 equals 3. We replace the x by 5 minus 1, so it's 14. And the f of negative 3 equals 3 times negative 3 minus 1, so it's negative 10. So here the question wants us to find the f of 5 minus the f of negative 3, so it will be 14 minus negative 10. So in this case, the result will be 24. So the answer of this question is 24. Let's go to question 4. If f of x equals 7x plus 3, then what is 3 times f of 2? Let's find f of 2. Here's the f of 2. We go here and replace the x by 2. So 7 times 2 plus 3 is 17. So 3 f of 2 equals 3 times 17, which is 51. Question 5. If f of x equals x plus 4, then what's 2 times f of 3 over 3 times f of 2? Here in this case, you can do it 2 multiplied by 3 plus 4 over 3 multiplied by the f of 2 that you replace the x by 2. And you can do your calculations. The answer will be here 14 over 18. If you simplify it, this will be 7 over 9. Question 6. If f of x equals ax plus 6 and f of 4 equals negative 2, this number is representing x. F of x, now it's f of 4. And this is the result. So in here, you will say that negative 2 equals a times 4 plus 6. So negative 2 equals 4a plus 6. So 4a equals negative 8. Then a equals negative 2. So in this case, a is equal to negative 2. By finishing question 6, we came to the end of our session today. Thank you very much and good luck.